Okay guys, so we're going live. We're in Caffè Nero, Deansgate, and what I wanted to speak to you about today was the importance of knowing your why. So I want to kick off by telling you a story from a film. Don't worry, I'm not going to ruin it, but I watched Hacksaw Ridge last night about Desmond Doss, who's a combat medic that won the Medal of Honor for service that went well over and above the Call of Duty, and I'm not going to get too much into the nitty-gritty of the film in terms of the war elements and the war scenes of the film, but what I do want to draw a lesson from is just that the importance of knowing your why. So Desmond Doss made it through basic training, but he was a pacifist, so he'd had some events happen in his childhood and he refused to carry a rifle. He wanted to serve his country, but he refused to carry a rifle, and that was his choice. So he enlisted before the Second World War, and basically his teammates, his other platoon members, his superiors, he tried to beat it out of him, literally beat him up one night, tried to break him physically by giving him tasks that were just ridiculous. They humiliated him in front of everyone. They stopped him even going on leave for his wedding. So during basic training, all the rest of the soldiers got a weekend off to do what they wanted. And the general walked in last minute and said, "You're not going anywhere," put him in prison. They tried to get him discharged, psychiatric, like enlisted like a psychiatric. They tried to say he had a psychiatric problem for not wanting to go to war, but without carrying a rifle. And then eventually they put him on trial, which he got through all that, and this is the point of the message in this video. He got through all that and he made it to the war, to the Second World War, and won his Medal of Honor. And I'm not going to go into the details of that because it's not relevant here, but what struck me was the reason he was able to endure all that resistance through his basic training and make it into the war was because he knew his why. So his first why was that he wanted to serve and protect his country. All right, so he was adamant about that. All his mates were enlisting, and he was adamant that that's what he wanted to do. Okay, but his second why was that he wanted to do so and maintain this pacifist approach because of some things that happened in his childhood. He said he's not going to kill another man. Okay, but because he knew that those were his two whys, he managed to make it through that basic training, which was as brutal enough as it is. But in his case, he was being picked on because they were trying to weed him out. The boys didn't want to go to war with him because he wasn't going to carry a rifle, and the generals just thought he was some kind of weirdo, so they wanted to wean him out. And this relates directly to the blog post that we've been writing. So if you go into the link above or below this, I think it'd be above, we've wrote a blog post on basically how to get stronger, how not to be the weakest guy in the gym. And we're talking about point number 3 today, which is knowing your why. So I'm just going to jump on. Let's have a quick recap on points number 1 and 2. So this is the blog post, okay? So how not to be the weakest guy in the gym. All right, point number 1 was about focusing on certain movements in the gym. All right, and there's a video there on that one. And now we're talking about point number 2, which is eat more. Sorry, that was yesterday. And we've uploaded the video of that one there. All right, and the actual equation is in there now to work out your calories and your macronutrients and stuff. The equation's actually in there now. And today we're talking about knowing your why. So we always talk about the 4 different pillars, don't we, in achieving results. Pillar number 1's training, pillar number 2's nutrition, pillar number 3's mindset, which is knowing your why, and pillar number 4's the environment that you're in. So what I want to ask you is, do you know your why? All right. So you're obviously watching this for a reason. You want to get stronger, you want to get fitter, you want to get healthier, you want to drop body fat, you want to increase muscle mass. But do you know your why? Because I'd have you consider, if you're not engaged with that, you're not going to be able to overcome the resistance that is going to be thrown at you in order for you to move forward and get fitter, stronger, bigger, faster, leaner, whatever you want to do. And don't underestimate the resistance that's going to come at you. You've got physical resistance in the gym, all right? So moving a barbell across a bench press, lifting a barbell up off the floor in terms of a deadlift, doing hill sprints, doing interval training on a rower, hitting a punch bag, there's obviously resistance there that's physical. You're putting yourself through physical discomfort in order to get to the other side and become better from doing that work. There's social resistance. So I talk in the blog post about maybe your mates are saying, oh, don't go to the gym after work, you know, come to the pub with us and have a few beers, or your missus might be saying, well, get home after work and I've had the kids all day, don't bother going to the gym straight after work. So there's kind of like social resistance. There's resistance just from stepping out your comfort zone and changing your routine in the first place. So we're all pre-programmed, guys, to go home, get the pyjamas on, watch telly and seek comfort and certainty. We don't want to go to the gym and shift iron. So don't underestimate the level of resistance that is out there, and I think that's the first thing people need to realise, is there is that resistance. If you try and ignore it, it will hold you back. So accept that there's resistance, identify where that resistance is for you, and essentially you've got where you are now and you've got where you want to be, and what's stopping you get there is this resistance that we need to push through. Now, in terms of how we're gonna break through that resistance, I've wrote down a couple of points here, and the first thing that I want you to do is create some space to think about this. So modern paced life is seriously fast, okay? We are kind of, you know, with the kids, getting the kids ready for school in the morning, or we're getting ourselves out the door, we're into work, we're reacting all day at work, we then go home from work, we might have social activities or leisure activities, or we might be with the kids and a family, and the net result is you probably don't get that much time for you to just have a think about, you know, just create that space and just think about what's important to you. And what you're going to do once you've opened up that space is you're going to ask yourself, like, why not just be a lazy slob? So obviously you're interested in moving forward, or you wouldn't be watching the video. Why not just be a lazy slob that sits at home on the settee, doesn't do any physical exercise, not bothered about nutrition? You know, why is it important to you in the first place? There must be a reason why it's important to you. You probably wouldn't be watching this, you wouldn't be reading our blogs, alright? So identifying what that reason is, and then once you've identified that, you need to keep it at the forefront of your mind. Because we are so busy, it's easy to sort of like maybe identify what this core driving reason is, but because we get busy, it gets put to the back of the brain and we're not thinking about it enough. So it's like a three-pronged attack. So we're looking at, first of all, opening up some space inside of our lives to say, right, you know, sit down and have a think about point number 2, which is like, why is it important to you that you want to move forward? And then that moves then on to point number 3, which is just keeping that reason at the forefront of your brain. Like every day you need to have that reason. When you're going into battle, when you're going into the gym, you need to have that reason at the forefront of your mind. So that's the power of your why, guys, alright? So let's have a quick recap on the blog. So we've looked at the beginning of the video at the different points. So I'm going to upload this video and I'm going to put this in there. So this is knowing your why. Alright, so this video is going to go into this bit. Tomorrow we're going to talk about cardio, so how much cardio we should be doing, and then Friday I'm going to finish it up with like the importance of having a plan. Alright, so there's going to be 5 videos that are going to slot inside this blog post that is titled How Not to Be the Weakest Guy in the Gym, which I've said from the get-go, guys, that's just a different way of phrasing how to get stronger. That's what we want, that's the name of the game, how to get bigger and stronger. That's what this blog post is about. Alright guys, have a good day.